Why would I choose you when I can have him and still keep you around? She laughed, so I blocked her, vanished, and moved on. Now even her mom begs me to take her back. Hey, viewers. Before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I used to think love was about sticking through the hard parts, pushing past discomfort, trusting even when things didn't feel right. I used to tell myself that loyalty mattered more than pride, that if you really loved someone, you didn't walk away just because things got messy. Turns out, that kind of love only works when both people are playing the same game. I met Rachel 3 years ago at a local networking event. I wasn't even planning to go. I'm not exactly the social type. I work in IT. I'm quiet, laid back, and tend to stay in my own lane. But a friend dragged me along, and that's where I met her. She was magnetic. Loud in a way I wasn't used to. Effortlessly charming. Always in the center of the room, laughing like the world owed her joy. I was stunned she even noticed me. We started talking, and somehow it just clicked. She said I was refreshing. Said I listened better than most guys she knew. That I didn't try too hard, and that was attractive. We started dating a few weeks later, and before I knew it, I was all in. I helped her get her first marketing job. I proofread her resume, coached her through interviews. I paid most of the rent when she said she wanted to quit her retail job and really pursue something meaningful. For a year, I picked up the slack, bills, groceries, Uber rides, late-night food runs. I never minded. I believed in her. She had dreams. She wanted to start a social media consultancy. I even helped her build a basic website, bought her domain, set up the SEO, all of it. I genuinely thought we were building a life together. But over time, I started noticing a pattern. She was always tired when we were alone, always distracted. Phone face down on the table, constant giggles at texts she wouldn't explain. She'd go out with coworkers after work and wouldn't text me until 2 a.m. saying she was too drunk to drive home, so she was staying with a friend. It started happening almost weekly. Whenever I brought it up, she'd roll her eyes. I'm not doing anything wrong, Mike. You just don't trust me. You're smothering me. I need space to have my own life. I backed off. I figured maybe I was being insecure. Maybe I was too quiet for someone like her. Too stable. Too predictable, like her friends always joked. Her friends never liked me, not really. They'd smile and nod when I was around, but I could always feel the undercurrent. The way they praised other guys, flashier guys, louder ones with TikToks and leased BMWs and crypto talk, and side-eyed me when I said I was saving for a down payment on a house. Rachel never defended me. She'd just laugh along. There was one guy in particular, Ethan, who started popping up in stories more often. She said he was a coworker. Nothing like that, babe. She told me once when I asked why he kept tagging her in his stories. Ethan's just fun. Don't get all weird. Still, the late nights got more frequent. Her attention toward me dropped off a cliff. Our physical intimacy dried up completely. Her tone shifted from playful to irritated. Everything I said seemed to annoy her. And I still stayed. Because I loved her. Or at least, I loved who I thought she was. Looking back, I realize how much of myself I erased just to keep things calm. I let her friends disrespect me. I let her dismiss my concerns. I let the gut feeling in my stomach get buried under months of blind devotion. The moment everything cracked wide open was at a house party she invited me to. She said, "Ethan's throwing something casual, just a chill night. Come if you want." That was her way of pretending she didn't care if I showed up. So I went, because some part of me needed to see what was happening for myself. It was loud, drunk, packed with people I didn't know, mostly 20-something marketing types, gym guys in chain necklaces, girls taking selfies in the bathroom mirror. I was awkwardly sipping a drink in the corner when I heard her voice, laughing, loud, in the kitchen. I couldn't help it. I moved closer. She didn't see me standing near the doorway. I was blocked by the angle of the fridge. She was talking to 2 girls I'd seen around before, one of them her friend Lexi, who really didn't like me. Rachel was leaning on the counter, red Solo cup in hand, hair falling over one eye as she said, and I swear to God I will never forget the words, "Mike? Please. Why would I choose him when I can have Ethan and still keep Mike around for security?" Her friends burst out laughing. One of them said, "Girl, you're evil." And Rachel just grinned. I mean, he's basically my emotional support dog at this point. Loyal and low maintenance. I didn't move. I didn't say anything. I just stared at the floor for a few seconds, long enough for the nausea to hit me like a wave. Then I walked out. Quietly. No scene. No confrontation. I left her at that party, laughing, smug, surrounded by people who thought loyalty was something to mock. She came home drunk at 3 a.m., banging on the door. I let her in. She didn't even notice anything was off. Just mumbled something about crazy night, grabbed a bottle of water, and fell asleep with her makeup still on. The next morning, I asked her if she remembered anything she said. She blinked at me, confused. What are you even talking about? I told her what I heard. Word for word. She didn't deny it. She just shrugged. Okay, maybe I said some stuff. I was drunk. Jesus, Mike. You're seriously gonna act like this is some big deal. That's when I realized the person I loved didn't exist anymore. Or maybe she never did. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I just nodded, stood up, and said, "All right. I hear you." I think she expected me to beg, or argue, or at least storm out. But I just went silent. Not for minutes, for days. And when I finally acted, it wasn't loud. It was permanent. After that conversation, I didn't say much for the next 2 days. She kept acting like nothing happened. Went out for brunch with her friends. Posted Instagram stories of mimosas and sunglasses and someone's dog in a purse. When she was home, she was on her phone, texting nonstop, barely acknowledging me. I was a shadow in my own apartment. And the more I sat with it, the clearer it became. She really didn't care. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe some kind of remorse. An apology. At the very least, some discomfort. But she was calm, comfortable, like she'd finally put me in my place, and now I could just stay there. She came home late again that Wednesday. I was sitting on the couch, scrolling through old emails, looking at my original apartment lease from before we moved in together. She tossed her keys on the counter and said, "I swear, Ethan's boss is such a dick. We were at work till 9, and he still made us stay for a debrief." I didn't say anything. She kicked off her shoes, walked past me, then doubled back when she realized I hadn't responded. "Okay, what's this weird vibe? Are you still mad about the party?" Seriously. I looked up at her. Calm, flat, empty. "I'm not mad. I just finally heard you clearly." She rolled her eyes. "God, you're so sensitive. I already said I was drunk. I was just venting. You act like I cheated or something." I stood up, walked past her, and started quietly folding a few shirts into my backpack. Nothing dramatic. Just the basics. Clothes. Laptop. Chargers. Toothbrush. Her tone shifted fast. "What are you doing?" "Packing." "For what?" "For good." She laughed. Actually laughed. "You're being ridiculous. You're seriously walking away because I vented to my friends while drunk." I zipped the bag. "No. I'm walking away because you meant it. And I finally believe you." She started pacing, arms crossed, that defensive little smirk she used when she was trying to control the conversation. "Mike, grow up. Everyone says dumb stuff. You're not perfect either, okay? You've got no ambition, you're predictable, and you've never understood what I actually need." I slung the backpack over my shoulder. "Then this should be a relief." She scoffed. "Where are you even gonna go? What are you gonna do? You don't have friends. You don't do anything. You're boring." I opened the door, stepped into the hallway. Maybe, but I'd rather be boring alone than disrespected at my own home. And with that, I left. No yelling, no begging, no last look. Just gone. I stayed in a cheap hotel for the first few nights. Then I found a short-term lease about 40 minutes away in a smaller town. It wasn't much, one bedroom, old kitchen, creaky floorboards, but it was mine. Peaceful, silent. I blocked her number, deleted all our shared accounts, changed every password, removed myself from the lease, called the landlord and told him I'd forfeit the deposit. I didn't care. I just wanted clean lines. She didn't contact me right away. I think she thought I'd come crawling back. A week passed. Then 2. Then the text started. New number. "Mike, this is childish. We need to talk." Blocked. Then a different number. I didn't cheat. You're making up stuff in your head. At least be an adult and talk to me. Blocked again. The messages kept coming, random bursts of sweetness, then guilt-tripping, then sarcasm. I never responded. Not once. Silence was the only thing I had left, and it felt more powerful than anything I could have said. I started going to the gym. Not for revenge. Not to show her. just because I needed something to do with all that energy that used to go into loving someone who didn't care. I reconnected with my brother, took on extra freelance projects. I stopped trying to fix things that weren't mine to fix. I stopped explaining myself to people who would only twist my words. I started sleeping through the night again. And slowly, almost without realizing it, I stopped thinking about her. 3 months later, a friend I hadn't heard from in a while sent me a screenshot. It was from Rachel's Instagram story. A blurry photo of a drink, some sad caption like, "Never trust people who pretend to care." Another one showed her sitting on a couch alone, wine glass in hand. The vibe was off. Empty. Performed. The friend added, "She and Ethan aren't a thing anymore. He's seeing someone else. Just thought you should know." I didn't respond. I just archived the message. I wasn't surprised. Ethan was always that guy, fun, flirty, slippery. The kind who plays the game well enough to make you think he'll stay. But he never does. Rachel thought she could juggle me and him forever. She thought I'd be her emotional backup generator, always there when things failed. But I cut the cord. Quietly. Fully. And that silence? It started echoing in her life. I could feel it. After I left, I went completely off the radar. No social media. No texts. I blocked her on everything: phone, Instagram, Facebook, even Spotify. I didn't want her seeing what I was listening to. That's how far I took it. Total blackout. And you know what? The silence was hard at first. There were mornings when I'd wake up and instinctively reach for my phone to check if she had texted me something funny. I'd go to make coffee and catch myself grabbing a mug for her too. Little habits that took time to unlearn. Grief doesn't just come from death, sometimes it comes from realizing someone you loved never actually loved you. But the longer I stayed quiet, the more clarity I had. And the more I looked back, the more I saw all the moments I had overlooked. Like the time she told me her friend, Ethan, was giving her a ride home after a work happy hour, but she didn't get home until 2:30 a.m. and smelled like his cologne. Or when she asked me to transfer her half of the rent because she forgot to budget for it, while posting photos of new clothes she just bought. Or how I always ended up holding the camera for her perfect little Instagram life, while being cropped out of every frame. I poured myself into healing. No rebounds. No glow up to post online. Just slow, steady work. Gym 3 times a week. More hours at work. Long walks. Podcasts about accountability. Journaling. Real journaling. The kind where you have to admit hard things like, "I let someone walk over me because I was scared to be alone." Eventually, I stopped looking at the door. Stopped wondering if she'd change. I wasn't angry anymore. I was just done. That's when karma caught up with her. It started small. A few texts from mutual friends checking in. Not Rachel's crew. They'd gone quiet after I left, probably embarrassed or unsure what to say. But people who knew both of us, people who'd seen us at birthdays and barbecues. Casual acquaintances. "Hey, man. Weird question. Is everything okay with Rachel? She's been posting some kinda messy stuff lately." Then came the messages I didn't expect. "So, I don't know if you heard, but Ethan dumped her." Apparently, he was seeing 2 other girls the whole time. Her job situation's not great either. She got written up for something at work. They might be phasing her out. I didn't ask for details. I didn't need them. The picture painted itself. One day, I checked my email and saw an unfamiliar address. No name. Just a subject line. "Please read this." I clicked it. It was from her. The email was long, rambling, disjointed, half apology, half guilt trip. She wrote about how she got caught up in stupid stuff, and how I always made her feel safe, and how she didn't realize what she had until it was gone. She wrote, "I miss how calm you were, how you never yelled, never played games. I don't know why I pushed that away. I'm not proud of what I did." And then, the kicker, Ethan was never serious about me. I thought I was choosing excitement, but he treated me like an option. I was wrong. I see that now. Can we please talk? I didn't reply. The next day, another number started texting me. "Mike, I just want to talk. Just for closure. You don't even have to say anything. I just need to hear your voice." Blocked. 2 weeks later, another message. This time angrier. "So that's it? You just erase people from your life like they never existed? I made a mistake, and now you act like I'm dead to you." Still no response. Then came the voicemails. The first one was quiet. She sounded tired, maybe crying. "I know I hurt you. I don't expect you to forgive me, but please don't hate me. I hate myself enough for both of us." The next one, 2 days later, was bitter, You're being so cold. I thought you were supposed to be the good guy. Guess not. I didn't listen to the rest. Just deleted it. The final one was full on rage. You're a coward. You're pathetic. You think ignoring me makes you better than me? You were boring and I settled for you, and now you're acting like you're above me? F***KU, Mike. That one told me everything I needed to know. There was never remorse. Just regret that I wasn't still available to absorb her chaos. Then something happened I really didn't expect. Her mother called me. When Rachel's number showed up on my phone again, I blocked it like the rest. But then, I got a call from a number I did recognize, her mom's. I stared at the screen for a second. I hadn't spoken to her since the time Rachel asked me to help her set up a surprise birthday dinner. Back when her mom used to call me the only real man she ever brought around. I let it go to voicemail. Hi, Mike. I know this is probably awkward, but Rachel's not doing well. I'm not trying to guilt you. She's hurting. And I think she regrets how things went. She talks about you all the time. Could you maybe talk to her? Even just once? I didn't call back. A few days later, her friend Lexi texted me. Lexi, the same girl who laughed when Rachel called me an emotional support dog. The same girl who once said I had accountant energy. Hey Mike, I know we didn't really talk much back then, but Ratch is in a rough place. I think she finally gets it. You were good to her. We all see it now. Just thought you should know. I wanted to reply. Now you see it? But I didn't. I blocked her instead. That opened the floodgates. One of Rachel's old coworkers DM'd me on Instagram. You don't know me, but I worked with Rachel. She talks about you like you're the one who got away. Not trying to overstep, but she's been different lately. Quieter. More grounded. Maybe she's finally grown up. And then Rachel tried again. Another new number. Another long message. You don't even have to forgive me. I just want to sit down and tell you what really happened. What I was going through. Please, Mike. I need you to hear it from me. She started showing up on my suggested accounts again. I blocked her, but she kept making new profiles. Always some slight variation of her name. Rachel__X. Rachel.new. Rachel__. Each one posting vague quotes like, sometimes we don't realize what matters until we've destroyed it. The right person, wrong timing. The worst heartbreak of all. She was performing grief like it was art. Then one day, she showed up. At my apartment. I heard the buzzer go off and checked the camera feed. It was her standing there in a hoodie, no makeup, hair tied back. She looked small. Tired. I didn't answer. She buzzed again. And again. I watched the screen and didn't move. Eventually, she gave up. I heard the building door close. Later that night, I saw a piece of paper slid under my door. It was a letter. Handwritten. Messy. The ink smudged in some spots. You always saw the good in me, even when I didn't. I took that for granted. I was selfish, scared, and stupid. I thought Ethan would make me feel alive. He made me feel disposable. I know I don't deserve a second chance, but I'd give anything to be in the same room with you again, even just as a friend. I folded it neatly, put it in a drawer, and never touched it again. Her final message came 3 days later. A voicemail. Her voice was raw. No filters. No act. I can't believe you're doing this. I was there for you when you were broke and weird and quiet. I made you cool. I introduced you to people. And now you act like you never knew me? You think you're better than me now? You were never better, Mike. You were just safe. Click. That was the last time I heard her voice. 1 year later, I ran into her. It was at a friend's engagement party. One of those weird mutuals who somehow stayed in both our lives. I wasn't going to go, but my girlfriend convinced me. Yeah, girlfriend. Real, stable, honest. A nurse. No games. No ego. Just kindness. We walked into the venue, and it was like something out of a movie. Rachel was by the drinks table, sipping something red and sugary, looking around like she was searching for someone to notice her. She did a double take when she saw me. Her mouth fell open for just a second, and then she plastered on that fake little smile I used to fall for. Mike, wow. You look different. I nodded politely. My girlfriend slid her hand into mine. Hey, I said cool, calm. Didn't expect to see you here. She glanced at my girlfriend, then back at me. So, how have you been? Good. Really good. There was a pause. She was scanning me like she didn't understand what she was looking at. You look happy, she said quietly. I am. She forced a laugh, trying to lighten the air. Remember when we used to talk about getting married one day? Crazy, right? I smiled. Not at the memory, at how far I'd come from that version of myself. Yeah, I remember. I also remember you saying you didn't need to choose between me and someone else. That you could have him and keep me around. For security. Her smile faltered. Mike, I was drunk. I was stupid. You know I didn't mean you did. And that's okay. You made your choice. I'm just not the man you thought I was. Not anymore. She looked like she wanted to cry. Or scream. Or both. Can we maybe talk? Just the two of us. Catch up. Start over. I shook my head gently. There's nothing to start. That version of me, the one who waited around for scraps, the one who let your friends mock him, the one who kept giving even when you stopped caring, he doesn't exist anymore. She swallowed. Looked away. You're really not ever going to forgive me, are you? I shrugged. It's not about forgiveness. It's about peace. And I have it now. You don't. I turned and walked away. My girlfriend met me near the dance floor, wrapping her arms around my shoulder. As we laughed and swayed to the music, I glanced back once. Rachel stood alone by the drink table, just like she used to leave me. Only now, no one was coming to pick her up. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.